Hello everyone. Let me tell you about a development team that I work with. Every sprint planning felt the same. The backlog was full, stakeholders were pushing, and the team couldn't agree on what to work on next. So the reason for that is that they had completely different ideas of what mattered the most. So the problem came up in a retro, and that's when I heard it. One person said, we need to have a clear prioritization framework. We need to rank everything, follow the priority, no more debate. Another said, we need to look at the numbers. What deliver the most value per effort? Let the data decide. A third person said, the real problem is that we don't understand each other. We are prioritizing in silos. And now the retro is stuck. 3 smart people, same problem, 3 different solutions. And they are starting to get frustrated with each other. But what I come to realize is that these 3 people weren't disagreeing. They were speaking different languages of what solved means. So, the first language is a language I call structure. For them, good work means clarity. Clear rules, clear expectations, and everyone knows what's required. But when something breaks, this person instinctively reacts that we need a better process, and that's structure. The second person speaks a language I call results. And that means that they are looking in for outcomes, efficiency, throughput, measurable impact. And when something breaks, they usually act, show the data and the behavior will follow. That's result. The third person speaks a language I call connection. Good work means shared ownership, trust, psychological safety, and caring for the whole picture. And when something breaks, they usually act, we need to understand each other better. We need to build trust, and that's connection. But none of these are wrong languages to speak. They are partially true. And here's what I see the challenge. When someone's speaking structure, hears someone speaking connection, they hear vagueness. And when someone's speaking results, hear a person speaking structure, they hear bureaucracy. And the friction here is not about the issue itself. It becomes a translation failure. So, I know this because I made exactly this mistake with that team. My instinct was connection. I believe the real problem was that we're not speaking enough with each other. So that's what I went after. So I facilitate alignment sessions. I created a space where we can share context across roles. And I kept asking, what does the bigger picture look like? What are we not seeing about each other's context? Weeks went by, nothing changed. Every sprint planning, same debate. And I couldn't figure out why. I was doing everything I know how to do. I was asking questions, I was listening, I was trying to create shared understanding. And it took me a long time to realize that I was speaking my language so fluently, I couldn't hear that the team wanted something completely different. And this is a trap, by the way. It's not me. We all do this. We hear the problem through our favorite language. Some people hear system problems, others hear process problems, others hear people problems. And it's not that we are ignoring other perspectives, we just can't generally hear them. So, here's what I learned to do instead. I went back to the team, and instead of facilitating toward my language, I asked one question. What would done well look like for you? What would done well look like for you? And the person who speaks structure said, there's one list. Follow it, no more debate. The person who speaks result said, we picked the item with the highest impact, and then we commit. The person who speaks connection said, everyone understands why we choose what we choose and feels heard in the discussion. Same question, same team, same problem, but 3 different ways or perspectives of what's done well look like. And that's when I heard it, the thing I've been missing for weeks. The team didn't need more connection. They needed a clear decision and a discipline to stick with it. I've been speaking the wrong language the whole time. And now I want to be honest. What happened next is that the team didn't change suddenly. There was not transformative in that meeting. What happened is that something more quiet. The room went still. Someone said, I haven't thought about that way. And that's it. Just a pause. Where for the first time, people could hear that they've been saying the same thing, but in a different language. And the gap became visible. But seeing the gap, able to cross it, are 2 very different things. They didn't suddenly start translating for each other. That would require a perspective taking that takes a long time to develop. So I stepped in and I did the translating. I said, what if we just time box and commit to the top 3 most important items, and then we do a quick round with everyone and see how these priorities are aligning with theirs. But that's not the team doing it, that's me. But the difference here is that because asking that question, the language have been visible. So my translation actually landed. So before, any suggestion I made before was just one more language competing for attention. So now they could hear that I was connecting their different languages. All right, last picture. So you don't need to get your team to learn a new framework. And I won't pretend that this question will transform a whole team, but it does something important. It creates the invisible being more visible. And once people hear that you're saying the same thing but in a different language, something shifts. The language fluency will slowly come. And asking that question and again, the team start hearing the languages. And next time your team is stuck, you can ask, what could done well look like for you? And listen for the language, because you will hear them, and eventually so will they. Thank you.